If you're chasing carpets, buying beds or new settees, you can plan a life of ease, courts you can. The choice is so diverse, something sure to suit your purse, at savings which are bigger than you thought. Court sale is unsurpassed, these bargains cannot...
Court sale on now, and we're open this weekend.
Focusing on the crises, problems and scandals involving the royal family last year, John Suchet with you at 6:15.
Good evening and welcome to the very first Meridian News. I'm Alison Holloway.
And I'm Mike Debens. We're part of the new team who'll be bringing news to the southeast.
Well, we'll have more about Meridian later. But first, our top story this evening. The new year has started with carnage on the roads. 60 vehicles have crashed in thick fog on the A2 in North Kent. One woman's been killed and more than 25 others were injured in the pile-up near Northfleet. Police say motorists were driving too fast in lethal conditions. Hugh Kirby reports.
A scene of total devastation. It took just a few seconds to transform the London-bound carriageway of the A2 into a scrapyard. Human misery is everywhere. A young man is comforted while a relative is stretchered to the Kent Air ambulance, one of more than 27 people injured.
It was just hazy fog, and then all of a sudden there was just a complete blank wall of fog. It was just like hitting a complete wall.
There were screams of panic as more than 60 vehicles were crushed together.
Something hit me and that was it basically. We were hit 3 or 4 times, I think.
You're very worried about your child?
Yeah, absolutely. Her legs were caught for a little while, but I managed to get her and my wife out of the car.
3 people were airlifted to hospital in Dartford. A woman has since died. Told of the accident, a young man rushed to the scene to find his parents.
Where's Dad?
But his father was uninjured. Kent police sealed off southbound traffic at the Dartford crossing while the clear-up began. This is the worst possible start to the new year on the roads of the southeast. Hugh Kirby, Meridian News on the A2.
A policeman's in hospital after a freak road smash which marred New Year celebrations at Gravesend. The officer crashed his patrol car, swerving to avoid a crowd of midnight revellers doing the conga.
There was tight security as several thousand revellers flocked to a huge all-night New Year rave in South Essex. The event at West Thurrock went off peacefully with no arrests.
A boatload of VIPs partying their way across the Channel have seen in the new year twice. The 1-hour time difference between Britain and France allowed them to salute the midnight hour in Calais and then again in Dover. Gavin Hill sailed with them.
Not all 500 VIP guests going to France and back last night were au fait with the single market, but all knew how to party. The celebrations aboard P&O's new ferry, Pride of Kent, got underway with champagne, then a banquet, and on arrival at Calais, a spectacular firework display to welcome 1993.
Tonight is a celebration of a great achievement, one of the greatest achievements this century.
As the ferry sailed back to Dover through the time zone and into 1992, the new year came round again, and with it, more fireworks. Then trucks from EC member states drove onto dry land and into a new era for Europe. Gavin Hill, Meridian News.
And a few sore heads today. Well, as you may know, we're making news ourselves today because Meridian is now the independent television company serving the South and South East. We took over from TVS at midnight.
We're broadcasting 7 days a week from the studios in Maidstone. The details from Lloyd Bracey.
"14 months of preparation finally paid off. Meridian came in with the new year and a new image to replace TVS. The bright colours of the company's logo are here for at least the next 10 years, both locally and nationally. Besides a string of productions for the network, Meridian is changing the shape of the news. A new £3 million studio centre in Newbury joins Maidstone and Southampton to provide extra coverage of a vast region.
So far it's gone very well indeed. Everyone's been working very hard. After all this time, we can't wait to start broadcasting and to deliver to the audience the programmes we've been promising them.
Those programmes include regular news bulletins and a new daily magazine, Meridian Tonight, starting on Monday. This is Lloyd Bracey for Meridian News.
So that's who we are. And another new arrival for New Year's Day. Tiny Stacey Smith bounced into the world at 30 seconds past midnight at the Royal Sussex County Hospital in Brighton, making him the region's first baby of 1993.
Our next bulletin is at 1:15 tomorrow.
And Meridian tonight on Monday. Join us then, won't you?
Bye-bye.
And now here's the weather forecast, sponsored by Legal & General. Fog patches forming this evening will become widespread and locally dense tonight, with visibility decreasing to less than 80 yards in places. Icy patches will also develop as temperatures fall to -3 degrees Celsius. The fog and icy patches will clear slowly in the morning to sunny spells, which will raise temperatures to a chilly 3 degrees Celsius in a light easterly breeze. And that's the Meridian forecast. Her Majesty the Queen should have spent 1992 celebrating the 40th anniversary of her succession to the throne. Instead, the year turned out to be peppered with personal problems and marital difficulties for certain members of the royal family. John Suchet introduces a special programme beginning at 6:15 this evening. That's in 10 minutes. This is Meridian.